All right, welcome back to the Mile High Focus. It is officially almost about 24 hours exactly on the dot
Literally, exactly.
until the Denver Broncos kick off their 2025 season at home against the Cam Ward Tennessee Titans. I'm joined again by Bryce at Mile High Mems on Twitter. What's going on, bro?
It's going good. What about you, man?
Doing pretty good. Pretty excited to get into this. We're basically going to do four breakdowns for categories, like we usually do on some of our previous episodes. If you watched, to break down this game, it's a pretty exciting matchup. I think we both feel pretty differently, so you're going to get a little bit of diversity in terms of how we feel about each game. But we're just going to get right into it, man. What is one of the matchups you're excited to see heading into week one?
So, for my matchup, I forgot I'm in charge of banners this week. Um, my matchup that I'm most excited to see is this Titans D line versus Denver's O line, right? So, like, obviously, Denver being a top five, top three O line, pretty universally ranked by everybody in the media and whatnot. Whether or not it's completely accurate or not, like, this is a really good test for week one, I would say. Like, Tennessee's interior with Tavondre Sweat, Jeffrey Simmons is going to be a test against Wattenberg, Powers. Like I trust Miners to hold his ground, but for those other two guys specifically, I'm interested to see. And then for Bulls and McGlinchey, like obviously the Titans edge room is kind of one of the weaker ones in the league by far. Like I expect them to take care of business, but it doesn't mean that something could go horribly wrong, and I'm just very interested to see like if they open up holes for this running game, if they can get a running game going, right? Because it all starts at the O line. That's exactly what we saw last year with Bo Nix and all that. Like the reason Bo Nix was so successful is because his O line kept him clean, right? And now we have all this hype for whatever this run game could possibly be. Like this is a pretty good test week one, I would say, for those guys.
Yeah, man, I agree with everything you said there. I think Jeffrey Simmons will be definitely a problem in the middle, and I think Tennessee's edge room as of right now, because they are unproven, is just a little bit underwhelming heading into week one. And I would just love to really see those tackles continue to play at a high level. You really hope that there's no drop off with Bowles and McGlinchey as they start to get a little bit older, because that tends to happen in the NFL, right? Your tackles, they start hitting age 29, 30, 31, and you see it dip in play. And so I really hope we don't really get that this year. I'm not really expecting anything like that, but at the same time, you never say never. So and like you said too on the run game, that's going to be a big thing we'll be looking out for. In terms of what I'm basically excited to see is just how Vance Joseph dials up this defensive game plan against a rookie quarterback in Cam Ward. I just how much pressure is he going to send? How much different looks is he going to show? And I'd imagine it's going to be a good amount. When you're playing a rookie quarterback that likes to take risks, is a gunslinger, likes to move out of the pocket, you've got to be ready. And I think he's going to show a lot of disguises to really get Cam Ward on his heels, to really make him feel uncomfortable. And I just think the way he deploys, I think like McMillan, I think the way he deploys Alex Singleton and Justin Strnad this week at backer, how often are they going to come on a blitz? How often are we going to play man zone? Do you see Jade Barron come in on some packages on maybe a blitz? How much do you bring Hufanga down? Like, I'm just really excited to see what that looks like. And this pass rush, I'd imagine, is going to get after it, and it's going to allow Vance Joseph to just do what he does best.
Yeah, I would agree, man. Like it's scary. At the same time, it's not scary, but it also is scary playing a rookie quarterback, especially a number one overall pick, week one, because they have nothing to lose. Especially in this case, like with Denver's defense expected to be as good as they are, right? And then with how underwhelming the Titans look on paper as of right now, Ken Ward has nothing to lose this game, right? He could come out of this game completely on fire, throw for 300 yards on us because we have no film on him or anything. We have nothing on him, right? Like there's nothing scarier than a quarterback, nothing scarier than a team that has nothing to lose, right? Like
Yeah,
still going possibly through a rebuild or whatnot. This is obviously first game of his career, bunch of new pieces on, that entire offense. But I agree, man. Like, and that'll kind of get us into the next topic is the one thing that scares us. I want to say me and you have the same answer, and as well as a majority of Broncos fans, but
Yeah.
it's the linebacker room. Obviously, people are worried about Dre Greenlaw's inactive this week. People are worried about him for the future. I'm not, obviously, because I think this was the plan with Greenlaw anyway. Even if he did play this week, he would have been on a snap count. He would have been splitting reps with Sternad, Bailey, maybe Kareem Reed
Yeah.
a little bit. So, like,
Yeah, we talked about this. We talked about this, man, multiple times. I mentioned that I thought it was a possibility he could sit this week. I didn't actually buy into that, not as much as I did 2 days ago.
mhm,
Um, but it's a reality now, and I completely agree with you. Like when you said, right, like I agree with this. This is you're in it for the long run, and I think this is the mistake that a lot of teams make when they sign a big-ish name free agent coming off an injury. They want to get him on the field. They want to rush him. They feel like they need him. And I
mhm.
feel like Denver's taking the right approach right now by taking it slow, making sure he really is healthy. If you have to sacrifice a couple games at the beginning of the season, you'd much rather do that than sacrifice games against Kansas City and the Chargers and possibly if you're in the playoffs.
Especially in our case, since we play the Titans and Colts our first 2 weeks, right? If you
Yeah.
wanted to sit him Greenlaw next week as well, like I wouldn't be upset. I would be a little underwhelmed because like I've been dying to see Dre Greenlaw out on that field, but
Yeah.
it'd be for the best, right? Play the Chargers week 3, who just got that massive win against Kansas City last night. Great game. Justin Herbert looked really good. I'd rather say Greenlaw for that game, you know?
Mhm. Yeah, you want him healthy for week 3 and 4. You like you said, if we got us in week 2, even if he's like 95% ready to go, if you really just feel like you got to sit him week 2, I get it because you want him ready to go against Los Angeles, Cincinnati, Philadelphia. Like you need him. Like
Also,
anything longer than that is a problem.
yeah, and that also kind of depends on how well the linebacker room looks this week and next week without him, right?
Yeah, this is this is something I was worried about. It was watching Justin Strnad have to play
It's
starting
they're not,
linebacker.
man. Like
It
he
it's he's
held his
he
ground a little bit when he came in last year, but it just completely unraveled in those late games against those pass heavy
mhm.
teams that just torched us over the
This is where
middle.
you really hope that Singleton just is at least a little bit better in pass coverage, and this is where you just really hope that these corners are playing at a very high level tomorrow,
Mhm.
including Hufanga and Brandon Jones. And you just because look, the Titans are very very aware that Greenlaw is out, and these linebackers are a bit of a liability in coverage.
Mhm.
They're going to be looking at their tight ends. I guarantee you, they're going to try and throw a lot of dink and dunk, a lot of whatever the Broncos defense is giving them. And Denver's got to be able to rally and just really be able to cover these tight ends, Ridley underneath, and even like Tony Pollard as well. So it's worrisome. I'd also just throw in there real quick the run game as well. Like I really need to see something out of this run game. Dobbins and Harvey. I do not want to see 3.0 yards per carry all game, and Bo Nix having to throw it like damn near 30 times. It's not a good recipe for success.
Yeah, like it can't be any worse. And we watched Javante in the Thursday game. Like he got the 2 goal line touchdowns, good for him, but he looked no different, really. He looked a little bit more explosive, I would say, maybe just a little bit.
Hmm.
But at the same time, he still averaged 3 yards a carry. That was like exactly what it was for us. Like good for
Yeah,
him.
I just
Like
want
no,
to. Yeah, I
he's not.
just want to see the improvement. But gonna do more of a segment here. We got one bold prediction that we both are gonna have every week for the game. I just want everyone to take a second. If you know Bryce and you follow him on Twitter, I'm gonna go ahead and say you got at least a 75% chance to guess what his bold prediction is about to be right now. Uh, let's go ahead, man. Give him what they want to hear.
Okay, I wouldn't have said it this week, but in terms of like the Titans had possibly the worst special teams ever last season, right? They have a new coordinator. I forget his name. They could be massively improved, right? But how funny would it be if opening kickoff, Denver wins the toss, they decide to receive the ball, and Mims just takes it back to the house, right? Whether or not it's on the opening kickoff or not, I think Mims is due for a return. He has one return touchdown in his career, and it was in that 70 fucking point loss or 70-point game. So he's definitely due for one. Who better to do it than possibly the worst special teams in the league, right? And like what a statement that would be, 2-time All Pro, like one career return touchdown. He's just due, man. He's so due. I wouldn't have said this if it wasn't the Titans. All right,
Yeah.
I want everybody to get that straight. I'm not completely biased. I swear.
Yeah, this I get the reason. Like the Titans had a bad special teams last year. Obviously, good chance they're not the worst in the league, but it's week one, right? They got to get adjusted.
Mm-hmm.
Mims is an All-Pro returner. It's been a while since he's had one, a meaningful one, if
Mm-hmm.
that. And I definitely see it. My bold prediction: I'm gonna go ahead and say Hufanga snags one from Cam Ward
Adam,
on
baby, I
Sunday.
love it. I love it.
Look. I'm not gonna get too crazy with these. I'm just gonna kind of throw out whatever I'm feeling. We both will.
Yeah, that's the whole fun of it, you know.
Maybe some weeks a little bit more than others, but I mean, I'll be surprised if Cam doesn't throw at least one. I think he's a gunslinger. He's going to take those risks. I don't blame him. He's a rookie for a start. I mean, even if he threw like
Exactly.
three, like I honestly, if I'm a Titans fan, I mean, I wouldn't really lose sleep over it. But I see
Yeah,
Hufang coming up with one. I'm excited to see him play at the safety spot. So him or Brandon Jones, whatever. Safety
yeah.
gets an interception. So
Fair enough.
that'll be
What
exciting.
Darren comes in for one play, gets a pick on his first snap.
Oh man, that would be sick. Yeah.
I agree with you. We kind of talked about it then. Like Kenmore has nothing to lose, right? I would be more as a Titans fan. I would be a little more concerned that Cam Ward plays it safe this game, right? Because let's be completely honest, man. I don't want to say it because it's gonna backfire on me. No, I'll fucking say it. Like Tennessee's not gonna win this fucking game. Okay. Cam Ward has no, like if Cam Ward just runs that dink, it's okay. It's okay.
Oh, bro, it might be over.
It's all right. I'll take the L for it if it takes the L, but we're not gonna take the L on it. So, like obviously, with our linebackers being hurt and what or linebacker core being thin, like Cam Ward could obviously run that dink and dunk offense if he wanted to. That doesn't show enough for me, to be honest. Right? I think he should just go out there and sling it. He has nothing to lose. Like everybody
He
knows that
will.
could be,
He
and he will.
will. Yeah, he's gonna. They know this, like you said, man. Like they really got nothing to lose. Nobody really expects them to win this game. The Broncos are they are favored the heaviest out of any other team this week.
That
Like
sounds so crazy.
it's a little scary. So I just think Cam Moore, they know this is a multi-year thing. I do think Tennessee is going to be a solid team this year. I really do.
They'll be better for sure.
Yeah, like we'll even get in now, like just a little bit on the score predictions. I think Tennessee is going to be a better team this year. Really, I know we're playing in week one, so this is my opportunity to kind of talk about other teams and what I think about them. I would not be shocked if the Tennessee Titans are a surprise team and they win 8 or 9 games, 10 at the absolute ceiling, and somehow make the playoffs. Because I think if Cam Ward can just have even like 75% of like what Jaden Daniels did last year, and that O-line is as good as I think they can be, and you get a little bit more production out of maybe Tyler Lockett, Alec Manor, Chico Conquo. I just think they're going to be a lot better than people expect, and I think the defense is a very well coached unit. Um, they don't have a lot of superstar talent outside of like maybe Jeffrey L'Jarius Sneed is at his up and downs. But they've got good pieces there in the secondary too. They've got some young pieces there. I just think they're going to be a solid team, and that division kind of sucks. Like I don't know what the Jags are, and it's like, are the Texans really going to be much better? Which I think they will, but there's a chance they're not. So we'll get on it. We'll let Bryce elaborate a little bit on his score prediction, but he has Denver taking a win, as you just heard him say too. He believes Denver is not losing this game.
Yeah, everybody knows my gimmick on Twitter. They already saw my score prediction or whatnot. I like to predict weird scores. Sue me, whatever. Whether it's whether it's 30-6 at the 2-minute warning and they score a garbage time touchdown, go for two, don't care. I don't care. I don't care how they get it. I'm just throwing scores together. But I just like really hope Bonix doesn't have to do a whole lot this game. Tennessee is a very underrated secondary that nobody really talks about. Like they were put into very bad situations last year with Will Levis, like just handing the other team free inside the 30 or like possessions or inside like their own territory, I would say. So it doesn't show on paper, but they have a very underrated secondary. If L'Jarius Sneed is healthy, I believe he's questionable for this game. Amani Hooker literally just got re-signed today.
Mm-hmm.
They have Jarvis Brownlee. They have a couple other names back there. They could be sneaky. I really hope they don't make Bo Nix look like a fool. That's why I really hope like this running game gets going, right?
Yeah.
Like I can't tell you who's going to score. I predicted Evan Ingram will get a touchdown, maybe like the first touchdown of the game. which would be great. But I don't know. Like, I kind of talked myself out of it. Like, Tennessee could give us a little scare, but Denver just being the much better coached team, Tennessee's being like, I'm not as big as a fan of Brian Callahan, right? I know you're high on the Titans. I wouldn't say I'm high on the Titans. I'm higher than they were last year. They could be
Mhm.
they could be maybe the seventh worst team in the league this year, right? I still trust Houston. Houston's probably like the only defense in the league that's up to par with ours, maybe Baltimore. Um, Jacksonville could be Jacksonville's a mystery box. Who knows? They're still whatever in the trenches, but I don't know.
Yeah,
Scary things could happen. I think Denver's the
yeah.
next.
This is
They put up 30
week
points.
one. Week one is a very very vulnerable week for teams. Like it just happens. Upsets happen a lot. Like they really do. Like if you go back and you look at week one of every year, there's upsets. Like
Every year.
do you remember that game where the Saints and Packers had to play in Jacksonville and
James
the
Winston threw
Saints
5 touchdowns with like 100 yards.
Dude, I'm telling you. So my score prediction, I think Denver's winning this game, but I think it's gonna be a little bit closer. One, not because I think the Titans are gonna be the same level of team as Denver. I just think Denver's offense is gonna take a few weeks to get going. I just think it's gonna take them a couple weeks to really get back into the rhythm of it. It happens. It happens with every team. It happens with teams offensively or teams defensively. It happens with teams in the run game. It happens with teams in the pass game. I just think Denver's run game. I'd be shocked if Denver comes out and runs for 160 yards. Like I'll be shocked. Like
Yeah,
I expect that
we
mid-season
so
at
we
the end
wouldn't know
of
how
it.
to react to that.
Yeah, I mean that's how the run game should be. But for week one, two new running backs. You do have the same offensive line, the same play caller, the same offensive line coach. It should be better, and I really hope it's better. I do think this game's gonna be a lot closer than people think. I'd imagine maybe Denver runs away with it towards the fourth quarter, the late third quarter. Tennessee's playing catch up. Things are going to happen. I believe we're going to win this game. But as you guys, if you've listened, you probably already know I'm not too much of an optimist when it comes to basically anything. I always brace for the absolute worst, so I feel the
For the most part,
least
like
amount of pain.
yeah, I'd
Like
be the same
it's just
way.
how I'm wired. It's how I'm wired, unfortunately. I mean, we just came off the best season we've had since the Super Bowl, and I'm over here sitting here telling you guys that like I would not be shocked if somehow Denver dropped this game. Look, Denver dropped the first two games last year. They made the playoffs. Like Cincinnati was close to that. I'm sure there's multiple teams out there who have dropped games early on in the season and still went to have a good season. And then the teams that they lost to ended up having a shitty season. Like it's just going to happen. It's the NFL. It's the reality of it. I do think Denver wins this game, though. To be on record, I do like the Titans this year. I think Cam Ward could be pretty damn good, and I think they could be a surprise team. So,
Sean Payton's been preaching all offseason that not in just individual games they need to get a hot start, but he's talking about in the season in general, because that's obviously why people are still kind of whatever on Bo Nix nowadays. Because the first 2 games last season, he was horrible. He was straight bad. Okay, it's okay to admit. He bounced back. That week 3 win against Tampa, obviously, but like now that we're into the next season with the year 2 Bo Nix, you have all your play callers back, your entire O line back. You have a better run game. You have possibly better weapons. We don't know as of right now. I would say better weapons just because of Evan Ingram, straight up. But they need to get off to a hot start, especially with this start of the schedule. Like we need to take advantage of this. The division is up for grabs. Kansas City looks very mediocre to me, right? Chargers look pretty good. Not many people had the Chargers over the Broncos this offseason, especially with that Slater injury, Like, this division is up for grabs for anybody. Denver needs to take advantage.
Denver needs to definitely, like you said, when Kansas City loses, not only does the team that beat Kansas City take advantage, everybody else needs to take advantage. That's not even talking about Denver. I mean, I'm not trying to get off track here, but this is good for Buffalo, for Baltimore. Like, when they lose, man, you've got to take advantage and win games. And so this is big time for Denver. I tweeted it out yesterday. They have to head into that Chargers Week 3 game 2-0. You have to.
And I'm trying not to look ahead to that game, but I'm very excited for that game. But 1 week at a time. Get past the Titans first.
Yeah, 100%. All right. That's about going to wrap it up. We will have more episodes coming out for you guys next week. We appreciate you guys tuning in.
After tomorrow's
possibly. Game. You guys follow the Twitter keep you guys updated on that. It's
Yep.
hard to keep people updated on YouTube in real time. It's impossible, basically. We'll definitely see where we're at. If you guys aren't following us on Twitter, I'd imagine you are. But if you aren't, go ahead and give it a follow, get the notifications up. Bryce and I will be raging and getting mad all day tomorrow. So if you find that entertaining, go
Overreaction.
look at that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
overreacting to everything. Yep,
yeah,
sounds about right.
100%. All right. Anything else?
That's all for me.
All
Looking
right. Appreciate you guys listening.
tomorrow.